Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from local newspapers, from state and country newspapers to find out what's going on in Mexico, what's going on in Puerto Vallarta, what's going on in this world that we live in. We also take in all your comments and suggestions and ideas on how we can have an amazing life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. My name is Paco, and if this is the first time that you're joining us, you can let us know by writing the word new in your comment. And if you do that, we will know that you are a new viewer, and we will give you a proper welcome. If you have something important that you wish to share with us during the broadcast, you can let us know by adding the letter Q at the beginning of your comments. We start the week with all kinds of news. We are going to go through the news. We have a poll. I want to get a sense as to how everybody's feeling with the latest set of news about the pandemic. And I want to make sure that we are in a safe space, at least as far as our spirits are. And certainly, I hope we're all in good health. We're taking care of ourselves. So let's go through the news and see just how the beginning of the week is shaping out to be. And of course, we'll take a look at your comments in the second half of the broadcast. The response of Puerto Vallarta's young population to the current vaccination campaign for folks 18 to 29 years of age continues to be excellent. The second day, which was this past Saturday, was a virtual repeat of the first one, with even more vaccines applied and long lines moving briskly as health officials applied over 8,000 vaccines, which is what was applied on the first day. And then yesterday, the response was even better. Yesterday was Sunday, and there were a total of 9,307 vaccines applied. The current vaccination campaign continues through Wednesday, and at this time, unfortunately, we don't have any new information yet regarding second shots for folks in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. But as you can imagine, we'll keep our eyes wide open to make sure that we make the first announcements as soon as we know this is happening. Needless to say, the current increase in COVID cases here in Puerto Vallarta and throughout the state of Jalisco is of major concern. But this third wave of cases is far worse in two other popular tourism destinations, Los Cabos in the Pacific Ocean and Cancún in the Caribbean. In Cancún, cases have skyrocketed such that the Hard Rock Hotel in that destination has set aside 2 entire floors for hotel guests with symptoms, while other hotels are offering discounts for those who are having to quarantine until they are no longer contagious. Meanwhile, in Los Cabos, authorities are rushing to add more hospital beds as hospitals reached their 75% of their total capacity this past week. In the city of La Paz, beaches were closed, although many disregarded the mandate. Mexico, as you know, has not imposed any restrictions in terms of who can or cannot fly during the pandemic. And both national and international tourists have been arriving in Cancun, Los Cabos, and of course, Puerto Vallarta in numbers that are pretty much the same as they were pre pandemic. Given this fact, could things get worse in Puerto Vallarta? Unfortunately, yes. Authorities have announced that they expect the current wave of COVID cases to peak sometime between August and September. So things are going to continue to be a little dicey for a few weeks. And let's see, what else do I have to show you? I have this here, of course. Um, while Nayarit has introduced new restrictions to mitigate current cases in the neighboring state, Jalisco has not made any announcements to that effect, and there were no related announcements by Governor Alfaro over the weekend. So, as a reminder, here are the current protocols for bars and restaurants. Should you feel like being out and about, restaurants can welcome 75% of their total capacity with service up until 1 a.m. Bars and other nightlife venues can have as many as 40% of their total capacity, and they can open from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. So bars are not even allowed to be open earlier in the day. You must respect distance of 1.5 meters with other people or other groups, and you must use your face mask while you are not eating or drinking something. So this is just a reminder of what we've been working with in case we have forgotten. And as long as we're here, I'm going to start a quick poll that I want to share with you. Let's throw a quick poll of to check our mood. You know, if you are presently in Puerto Vallarta, or if you were in Puerto Vallarta right now, and in light of the current increase in COVID cases, are you scaling down your outside activity again? Are you being more cautious? Are you being less cautious? The poll should be on your screen in case you want to fill it out and let us know how you are feeling. And we can continue with the news, and we can continue taking a look at your comments shortly after that. Moving right along with more news, we have more numbers. Unfortunately, we learn that Jalisco, just as Puerto Vallarta has been beating its own record when it comes to COVID cases, the state of Jalisco has been beating its own record as well. The past 4 days, the state has registered an increasing number of cases with numbers that we have not seen since January 2021. Let me show you. Back in January 23rd of 2021, the state registered 4,292 cases, new cases. Then that number was topped this past July 21st and has been increasing through the past 4 days. And now 2 days ago, we saw 6,127 new cases in the state of Jalisco. And here in Puerto Vallarta, between Friday and Sunday, 810 new cases were registered, with which brings our average of new daily cases in Puerto Vallarta to 270 new cases per day. Not looking good. Did anybody see the poll? I clicked on it to activate it, but I don't see that it is active. It could be a glitch in the software. Hopefully the poll will be up. But if not, feel free to comment in your comments whether you're thinking of scaling down your outside activities or whether you're thinking you are going to be adventurous. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, What we're going to do is we're going to keep looking at the news. I have two more headlines to share with you. They both have to do with school and education. Um, for starters, and all things considered, Governor Alfaro did make an important announcement confirming that elementary school in Jalisco will resume starting on August 30th, despite the fact that the federal stoplight indicator placed our state in the orange. There will be flexible options for parents that choose not to take their children to school yet, and also parents will be expected to sign a letter in which they commit to isolating their children for 14 days in case they show any possible symptoms. And the last headline today is also about school, but this is about school in Guadalajara University. They made an announcement that school will resume virtually with online classes starting on August 10 and continuing through September 15, at which point it will be determined by the university if they will ask their students to return to the classroom or continue their education virtually. Now, let us take a quick look at the weather so we can see what we can expect for the beginning of the week. It's cloudy enough to make sad Keanu sad. Sad Keanu. Well, Keanu Reeves is not always sad, but I don't know if they're making reference to sad Keanu for any particular reason. What I can tell you is that it is 26 degrees out there, feels like 30 degrees. Humidity is at 100% today. Our temperature in Fahrenheit is 79 degrees, and our weather forecast for today tells us that we are going to hold on just a second. Let me get that back there. Our weather forecast for today indicates that we're going to have rain this morning, starting again in the evening, with a high temperature of 31, low temperature of 24. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we can expect rain in the evening and overnight with a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 24. And on Wednesday, rain until morning, starting again in the evening with a high temperature of 31 and a low temperature of 24. And that is our weather. Let me click back on the main screen and take a quick look at the poll just to see if it decided to do its thing or not. And as I can see, the poll is not active. Let me try one more time to activate it just to see if the software is going to be on our side. Oh, there it is. Oh, so the poll is active. Excellent. Okay, well, this is probably a good time to take a look at your responses. My bad, I thought that it had not launched. And I can see that 80% of you are scaling down your outside activity given the recent COVID case increase here in Puerto Vallarta. 20% of you are going to continue with your business as usual. Again, the choices are personal and everybody's boundaries and circle of comfort are different. I can tell you that I am siding with the group of people that will decrease outside activity for the next few days, if not weeks, until we get a better sense as to what's going to happen with the pandemic, which is now being called an endemic because it's here to stay. I don't know that we will ever see a day without COVID, just as we don't see a day without the flu. We don't see a day without dengue season. These things will come and go, but ultimately, I think, well, not I think, but what the science is saying is that COVID is going to stick around. How much are we going to be able to learn how to live with it is going to be entirely up to us. Now, let's take a quick look at your comments. I see Manic Mondays. Good morning, Christy. It's great to see you. I see John is chiming in from Anaheim. Albert asks, how's the flooding? That must be for somebody else because we're not flooding here, at least not now. Mandy, thank you for drinking coffee with us. I haven't had my coffee this morning, actually. Maybe that's why I'm a little ooh. Let's see what else we have. Boom, bidum, bum, 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 bim, dun, Marsha, how are you? Don't thank me. You guys created the group. I just started broadcasting and then you guys came here and here we are. It's a wonderful place to be. And I'm glad that you're here. Jonathan is saying hello from La Peñita de Jaltemba, a place that I love very dearly, but I haven't had a chance to visit in quite some time. Let's see. Happy Monday, Cluster. Feeling grateful for the 100 Mexican firefighters that arrived to BC. Awesome. That's really wonderful. Here's a question. I have had my vaccine second dose long ago. The government site for registering it will only show my first vaccination data. I have the paper copy, but who do I contact to fix this? Any idea? Asks John. I do recall that when somebody um, had a similar question, if there are mistakes in your form, there's a link somewhere in the email that you received where you can report any discrepancies or any mistakes. I have not received my two vaccines, so I cannot speak from personal experience. John, I just hope you are able to solve this successfully, because this is a very important document to have. Keep me posted, please. Let's see what else. Have you seen any news of cruise ships if they're still starting back in August? I haven't seen anything to the effect that they're not. So I'm going to assume, Kathleen, that that cruise ships will indeed return to our bay sometime in August. I forget the exact date. Let's see what else we have. Wow, bars can only open at 11 p.m. That is very strange. So a bar with a kitchen can open as a restaurant earlier. If a bar has a license to operate as a restaurant, then they can behave and operate as a restaurant. If a bar does not have a restaurant license, then they cannot open until 11 p.m. That is the case. Beep, 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 beep. Let's see. Dave is feeling very sad, anxious about the prospect of another shutdown. I don't think, again, we haven't seen any new measures being or any new restrictions being sent our way by our governor, by Governor Alfaro. I don't think that we're going to see any more shutdowns, but we will be expected as a population to exercise a lot of common sense in terms of the decisions that we make on a daily basis as to where we go, what we do, and so forth and so on. But I could be wrong. The governor could come around and introduce other restrictions. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh, good. Michael reports that all of our 62 staff members have at least one shot, and we have water. We had water and power on Sunday. I hope that continues to be the case this week, Michael. From what I've been reading, Cepal has finished doing all the improvements that they've been doing in Colonia Emiliano Zapata. So I wish you a great day off today. Michael's restaurants are closed, and I hope you'll have an awesome week starting tomorrow. Let's see. Everybody voted. People voted. We have been living our lives here in PV as if there are already restrictions in place. I hear you, Stephanie. I mean, I choose to restrict myself of certain pleasures. Quite honestly, I've gotten used to it. For the most part, I was having a conversation with my friend Logan yesterday, and we were talking about how we don't necessarily miss all the social activity that we used to get engaged in, and so forth and so on. I mean, for me, it is now what we've gotten used to. Mary, I wish you and your husband a speedy recovery. I hope you're taking good care of yourselves and you are feeling good about, what's happening. I hope it's not one of the really bad cases. But, good vibes going in your general direction. May it be mild. Let's see. The poll showed on laptop, but not on Android. Yes, that tends to happen, unfortunately, Jeannie. Sometimes some features that Facebook implements show up or are friendly with some platforms, but not necessarily with all of them. Albert is scaling down. Said the Dodger game yesterday, and half the people weren't wearing masks in the concourse, which is the rule. Of course, no one was enforcing the rule. It won't be back for a while. I don't know what to tell you. It's yes, says Jill. We are staying close to home as a result of the COVID increases. That makes two of us. Thank God for Netflix. Judy says poll wouldn't work, but still keeping mask on and only going to open air or outside restaurant. The mask is so important. Everybody should wear it all the time. Let's see what else. Lynn is living with scaled down activities and observing distancing and masks. Very wise. Let's see what else. Cases and deaths are apple and bananas. I don't understand the metaphor, but that's okay. I don't have to understand everything. But I'm curious about that. I never heard that metaphor before. Let's see what else. Do I know what is the vaccine that they are administering today? It's the same vaccine that they started with for the young population. It's the Sinovac vaccine, Dale. Marge says, hola. Hello, Marge. Michael's getting closer to his move. Hubby and I have our final appointments for interview here at the Portland Consulate for our residency visas. Wish us luck. Fingers crossed all the way. Let's see what else we have. This is interesting about the comment that was made earlier about the certificate. You can upload to make corrections, but they are far behind manually entering second dose information. I would wait a couple of weeks and try again. That's very good. My volume just jumped up. Oh my goodness, my volume must be having its own mind today. But thank you for the heads up, Lynn. I see that I'm tweaking in the yellow, which is a different kind of yellow than the national COVID map. Let's see what else we have. We're reaching the end of our comments. Boom, boom, boom. Susie says Holland American cruises start from San Diego the last week of September. We've taken this cruise about 5 times. It is wonderful. That's good to hear. Where and how did you get a vaccine certificate? I've had 2 Sinovac shots. Don, we posted news about the fact that that the Mexican government is now issuing certificates. There is a website, and I don't have it handy, but if you browse through our news archive and our broadcast archive in the website, you should be able to find the information so that you can obtain your own certificate as well. Let's see what else we have. I think we're pretty much at the end of the broadcast today. I hope you will have a nice serene day. It's days for me. It's days of a lot of thinking in terms of, what we need to continue to change, what we need to continue to do to stay healthy and to support our families and friends in our pursuit of staying healthy. And as we move forward through time, I hope that you will continue to take care of yourselves, that you will continue to exercise common sense and caution as you move through life and as we go through what we're doing. And I believe, thank you very much, Jill, I believe this is the website where you can get the certificate. Yes, I believe that is the one. So please take a look at that. And between now and the next time that I see you, please stay kind, stay happy, stay healthy, stay cautious, and please stay in touch. Your presence and your company is more important to me that you can possibly imagine. So, this is it for today. Have a great Monday, and I'll see you again sometime soon.